severe weather, thin air, and temperatures constantly below freezing. Why do the residents of La Rinconada choose to stay here instead of moving to more livable places? What keeps them in this, the highest city in the world, where every day is a struggle for survival? In this video, we will uncover the mysteries and untold stories of life at the top of the world and discover why they persist despite the overwhelming hardships in La Rinconada. If you enjoy challenging journeys like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any upcoming videos. During my journey to southern Peru, deep in the Andes Mountains, I arrived at La Rinconada, a city whose very name brings to mind snow-covered peaks and endless cold. Situated over 16,700 feet, or about 5,100 meters, above sea level in the Andes, La Rinconada is truly a place beyond imagination. As soon as I arrived, I could feel the change in the air. So thin that each breath felt like it wasn't enough to fill my lungs. My heat grew heavy, my heart raced, and dizziness hit me almost immediately. This is not an easy place to live. It is a harsh challenge for anyone daring enough to come here. La Rinconada has no summer. The cold here is all-encompassing, from the rugged roads to the makeshift homes clinging to the mountainsides. The temperature rarely rises above 34 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 1 degree Celsius, and when night falls, the cold becomes biting, sometimes dropping as low as -4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -20 degrees Celsius. The world around falls silent, with only the wind howling through the rocks, sharp enough to cut through to the bone. I could feel my breath getting heavier with each passing moment, as everything around me was covered in a chilling layer of frost. It's not just the cold. The thin air and strong winds sweeping through the Andes carry with them a bitter chill. Each gust seemed to strip the moisture from my face, leaving my skin dry and cracked. My eyes stung and ached from the cold air. The terrain here is extremely treacherous. To reach La Rinconada, I had to navigate steep, winding, and slippery roads. It felt as though one small mistake could send me tumbling into the deep abyss below. Clean water is almost non-existent, and food must be transported from lower areas, making each meal a battle against scarcity. Life in La Rinconada is not just about survival, it is a daily battle against the harshness of nature. How do the people here face all these conditions, and how have they managed to overcome them? This is what I'm gradually uncovering in my journey. La Rinconada is not just a place where nature tests the limits of human endurance. It is also where stories of resilience and the diverse culture of the community are written every day. Amid the frigid mountains and desolate landscape, life goes on with a unique cultural vibrancy that only La Rinconada can offer. Despite living in such harsh conditions, the people here maintain their unique customs and traditions, creating a diverse and colorful cultural tapestry. Ethnic minorities like the Quechua and Aymara from various regions of Peru have brought their beliefs, festivals, and languages to La Rinconada. This has created a community rich in cultural diversity, but also faced with the challenge of integrating and surviving in such difficult conditions. I remember one evening when small fires flickered on the mountainsides and the people gathered after a long day of hard work. They sat around the fire, wrapped in thick alpaca wool sweaters, trying to find a bit of warmth. The mothers busily prepared meals from what was available: potatoes, quinoa, and some local livestock meat. This simple diet not only provided enough energy for the next day's work, but also showcased the resourcefulness and patience needed to make the most of the limited food sources at such a harsh altitude. The children huddled beside the fire, their eyes bright in the firelight, but I could see the gauntness in their bodies, a sign of the deprivation they have endured since birth. Despite the hardships, the children here learn to play and enjoy the small pleasures in a harsh world. They grow up in the cold and scarcity, but they also grow with resilience and a strong spirit, inherited from the difficulties their parents have faced. Every day, the people of La Rinconada face fatigue and danger in their work. The men return from the mines after the sun has set behind the mountains, their faces etched with the marks of exhaustion. Their hands are calloused, their eyes tired. But still, a faint glimmer of hope shines in them. The hope that, amid the rocks and mud, they will find enough gold to feed their families. When night falls, La Rinconada becomes eerily quiet. The bone-chilling cold creeps through every crack in the simple wooden houses, making everything still and silent, with only the wind howling through the mountain rocks. Inside the small houses, people try to huddle under old, worn blankets, seeking a bit of warmth to get through the long night. Living at the top of the world, in the harshest conditions nature can create, I have witnessed how the people of La Rinconada find comfort and strength in their ancient beliefs. I have seen their deep faith in Pachamama, Mother Earth, present in every aspect of their lives. To them, Mother Earth is not just a source of life and resources, but also a protector, one to be revered to avoid the wrath of nature. Every morning as they prepare to go to work, the miners spend a few minutes in front of a small altar in their homes, quietly offering a few coca leaves and a bit of chicha, a traditional fermented drink. They perform this ritual with solemnity, as a sincere prayer, hoping that Pachamama will protect them, grant them safety, and bring a bit of luck in their work. It is not just a tradition, but the embodiment of all their hopes and faith in Mother Earth. During my time here, I also had the chance to attend the Inti Raymi festival, a festival worshiping the sun god. The entire community came together to pray for favorable weather and bountiful harvests. Traditional dances and folk music echoed through the cold air like a beacon of hope in the midst of a difficult life. This festival is not only a way for the people to connect with supernatural forces, but also a source of spiritual strength to help them overcome the harsh challenges that life in La Rinconada brings. Living in La Rinconada, I realized that the gold mine here is not only the center of all hope, but also the source of immense suffering. Gold, with its irresistible allure, has drawn thousands of people from all over, despite the harsh weather. They come here with the hope of changing their lives, but the glittering allure of gold often obscures a brutal reality. Life underground is nothing short of hell. One early morning, I followed the miners as they began their workday. To enter the mine, we had to squeeze through narrow, dark passageways so tight that I could only feel the ground beneath my feet with each careful step. The air inside the mine was suffocating and damp, with such a lack of oxygen that even breathing was a challenge. The dim lights from their helmets barely illuminated a few steps ahead, leaving the rest in a thick, all-encompassing darkness. The sound of pickaxes striking rock echoed dryly, mixed with the sounds of labored heavy breathing. I could feel the weight of this work, as if each swing of the pickaxe came at the cost of both physical and mental strength. They constantly face the risk of cave-ins, suffocation, or falling from cliffs, but these dangers do not deter them. They work with extraordinary determination because the little gold hidden underground is their only hope. However, under the La Mida system, a harsh labor regime dating back to colonial times, miners are not paid wages. Instead, they work for days without any compensation, only being allowed to keep small gold fragments they find at the end of the month, if they are lucky. This means that an entire month of grueling labor might yield only a tiny bit of gold, or even nothing at all. This made me wonder, how can someone stake their entire life on such risky, meager rewards? The answer likely lies in desperation. The people of La Rinconada have few options. They accept the risks because gold is their only chance, however slim, to escape poverty. But for many, each workday is a battle not only against nature, but also against fate. Some days, they return from the mines empty-handed, exhausted both physically and mentally. Yet they return to work, because there is no other path. The gold mine of La Rinconada, with all its light and darkness, is both a beacon of hope and a graveyard for dreams. I have seen miners, their faces marked by exhaustion, their hands calloused, but with a faint glimmer of hope in their eyes, that tomorrow might be different. They trade their health and even their lives to chase the dream of gold. But in the deep darkness of the mines, that future remains a distant dream, always just out of reach. Every step of my journey in La Rinconada took me deeper into the darker corners of life here. At this altitude, it seems that all light from the outside world is blocked out, and in that darkness, crimes flourish. Smuggling, violence, and the absence of authority make this place feel like a lawless land. There were moments when I looked around cautiously, wondering if there was any safe place in this lost city. Here, people are not only battling nature, but also contending with each other. But what haunts me most is the state of the people's health. The living environment in La Rinconada is being ruthlessly destroyed. The unchecked gold mining has left streams blackened with chemicals, silent forests, and an atmosphere thick with metallic dust. Places that were once green are now barren, with grim patches of pollution. The suffocating feeling comes not only from the altitude and lack of oxygen, but also from the clear awareness of an environment being poisoned beyond recovery. Breathing toxic air every day, no one can escape the clutches of lung and heart diseases. I met men with pale faces, coughing incessantly, and children with sad eyes and short breaths. The lack of medical services and preventable diseases have turned this place into a bleak picture of decay. Yet, in the thick darkness of La Rinconada, I still saw small rays of light. These are the efforts of non-governmental organizations and people who refuse to submit to the harshness. Projects to improve living conditions, such as providing clean water or building sanitation systems, are gradually changing the bleak landscape of this city. Small, simple, but hopeful classrooms are planting the seeds of knowledge for the younger generation. Children who might be the first to break free from the vicious cycle of poverty and disease. I also saw mothers who continue to teach their children, despite the ongoing challenges of life. These are tireless efforts by those who want to bring a better future to this community. A light is beginning to shine at the end of the tunnel. La Rinconada is a living testament to human resilience in the face of the harshest challenges. Life here not only reflects incredible endurance and a strong will to survive, but also raises questions about fairness and sustainable development. The people of La Rinconada continue to fight every day, clinging to the fragile hope of a better future. If you find this story thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue exploring more meaningful journeys with me.